now and we're recording. My name is Marshall Bailey. I'm the Executive Director of Leadership Initiatives. Just so we're all on the same page, we are a 501c3 nonprofit. We are sponsored by the Microsoft Youth Spark Program, the Starbucks Foundation, the International Youth Foundation, Global Giving, and Test Rocker International. So if you buy a Starbucks cup of coffee, you're helping yourself realistically here. What we're trying to do at Leadership Initiatives is give amazing high school students a unique opportunity to see their future selves. And normally we do these programs in business, in law, in medicine, and this is our first ever national security program. It's been one we've been working with Georgetown University to create for basically 5 years. The last 3 years is when it got intense trying to make this happen. What you're going to be doing over the next 2 weeks are working with counterterrorism experts to understand how you can build a counterterrorism solution that has grant money pre-allocated to it for the Yobe State University Security Company in Northern Nigeria. And you guys will be in teams of 5. You will work with your team the entire week over the next 2 weeks to design a specific solution that you're going to allocate grant money to. And over the course of the next 9 months, the Yobe State University Security Company will be implementing that solution. We're going to build all of you individualized websites to see updates every 3 months as they continue to work towards that solution. So you can see directly how you are shaping and changing lives. Does that make sense to everyone? Do the little clap thing if everyone gets the point of this program. Okay. Does anyone have questions? Okay, perfect. The coolest thing about this is that you're the first people to ever attempt this. And what we're going to be doing for at the very least the next 5 years, because that's how our grants go with our sponsors, where they're always renewed for 5 years at a time. For 4 years after this is complete at a minimum, we're going to be working with Yobe State University to increase the grant money allocated to them, to increase their security solutions. So you are the first in a generation of students who are going to be working to save lives in Northern Nigeria. Does that make sense? Perfect. All right, so throughout the course of the week, you're going to have a very interesting and eclectic schedule. You're going to be working with Rusty Capps, who is here on the call already today, and I'm going to let him introduce himself and go over his amazing and incredible bio at 12:30, so in 20 minutes. And tons of other guest speakers every single day to show you different methods of counterterrorism, how you can work with this university, and how you can change lives. Just to give you a preview, every morning when we meet, I'm gonna give you a preview of the day that we're doing. I'm also gonna give you a little preview of the entire week right now, just so you guys know where we're going with this program. Just so we're all on the same page, did everyone get a copy of the schedule? Do the little clap thing so I know. Okay, and if anyone didn't, give me a big thumbs down in front of your camera so I know. Okay, perfect. Everyone has a copy of the schedule. That brings much joy to my heart. So what we're going to be doing from 12:30 to 12:30 to potentially 1:30, as long as Rusty wants to talk and give you his wisdom, we're going to let Rusty speak. And that's going to happen from 12:30 to 1:30. From 1:30 to 2:30, me, Christina, who's on the call, and Lauren Hensel, and then our Nigerian country director for Nigeria will be going over the history of the Boko Haram and their influence in Nigeria specifically, but the world as a whole. So you can get the background of what's going on. From 3 to 4, you're going to be talking directly with Umar. Just so you guys know, Umar grew up in the city at the time the Boko Haram was formed, and his youth and childhood was formed by the attacks that he lived through in his community when the Boko Haram took over. Does that make sense? So he is a qualified expert that can give you literally on the ground advice on how to work and deal with this situation. So from 1 to 4, we're all of us together are going to be Zooming with our partner in Nigeria, going over the program and going over how you can change and save lives. And then from 4 to 5 today, you're going to be preparing for your first call with the actual security company, which will take place at 12:15 tomorrow morning. So a little bit more than 24 hours from now. You'll also be introduced to your counterterrorism development partner. We have 3 amazing individuals from across different sections of counterterrorism. They're going to work with your teams of 5, okay? So they can help build your solutions to save lives. Next, I do want to introduce my team, and then we'll go through the rest of the week. So first, an assistant director for our summer programs, Lauren Hensel. Would you like to introduce yourself, who you are, and what you're accomplishing?
Hi, so my name's Lauren. I go to school at George Washington University in DC. I've actually been with Leadership Initiative since about 2016. I was one of their first interns and one of the first participants in their summer programs, along with Christina. And I have since then been working to help run all of our summer programs. And this year, I actually ended up going to Nigeria with Marshall and Jesse. And I got to meet all of our business partners and all of our translators and our security partners. So that was pretty amazing.
Perfect. Let's go to Christina Martin.
Hi everyone, I'm Christina. Like Marshall mentioned, I was one of the first students with LI, and I also was one of the first interns. I've been interning, I think, around from 2017. Right now, I'm in charge of all of the logistics behind the National Security Program, and we have prepared this program particularly for you guys. I go to school in the University of Puerto Rico, and this program has helped me a lot with public speaking and especially getting comfortable with this language. And so I want to make sure this is also accessible for all of you and that you enjoy it throughout the process.
Wonderful. Nicola Sabira.
Hello everyone, my name is Nicola Sabira. You can call me Nick. I've been with LI for 3 years and I've worked as an intern for the past 2 years. I'm originally from Florida, and I'll be going to the University of Florida in the fall. And yeah, I've been working on national security for the past couple months, and I'm excited to get started.
Okay, let's go to Shane Better.
Hi everyone, my name is Shane Better. I am a rising freshman at the University of Pennsylvania. I'm from a small town in Maryland called Newmarket. This is my second year with LI. I started last year as an intern, basically in the same place you are, figuratively speaking, with the business programs. And then I started an IBIP team at my school and started interning with Marshall, helping out with the programs, both the national security one and the business one.
Perfect. Mark Zavaro.
Hi everyone, so I'm Mark. This is my third year with Leadership Initiatives. I'm also from Florida. The last couple months I've been working with LI to help build the security and the business programs, and I'm excited to continue going. I'm still in high school, going into a junior year, so.
Okay. Dom.
Hi, my name's Dominic. I've been with LI for about 3 years, and I've been interning with them for 2 years, and it's probably been the best time I've ever had. I grew up in a small town in Maryland, Bethesda, and I'm working again with national security in regard to terrorism in the Yobe State or Yobe College.
Good, Yobe State.
Yeah, Yobe State College. So yeah.
Perfect. And then Nicholas Scurfield.
Hello, I'm Nicola Sabira. I will be a freshman at Bucknell University next year. I'm from Bethesda, Maryland, and I've been working with LI for 3 years now and interning with them for 2. And I've been working on the national security program for a couple months now, and I'm excited to get started finally.
Perfect. And then just to make sure that everyone's on the same page, so a little bit of history about Leadership Initiatives. It was founded in 2004, and the main idea behind it was that there is no age limit to change the world. You don't have to be 42, you don't have to be 32, you don't have to be 22, you don't have to be 15. This year, our graduating interns, so our graduating class of 2020, received over $9.8 million in financial assistance for college. Students got full rides to Harvard, to Yale. Students are getting entrances into Georgetown. We worked incredibly hard to allow our students a chance to change the world at a young age. And we keep working with you after this program is over. You're going to get SAT and ACT training. You're going to get your college essays professionally edited. You're going to get mentors. You're going to have the opportunity to work with us for years to come. Our job, as I see it, is to help you guys become the next generation of leaders. So in joining this program, we're going to be working with you, ideally nonstop, until you're in college, and then potentially after you're in college. As you could see, a lot of the facilitators are relatively young, but they already have 3 years of experience with us. It's because we believe in them. You know, Lauren's helped us manage a multi-million-dollar budget for a few years now, which is crazy to say out loud, but she's very competent. Nicola Sabira has continued to grow our programs and helped run our business program last year, which again is a multi-million-dollar program sponsored by Microsoft and Starbucks. And you know, Shane, you know, started out last year. He did our first business program, liked it enough that he just jumped into our second business program, and is now helping lead this program. Everybody here works incredibly hard to transform lives. Dom was presenting bills to the Maryland State Senate to change the way animal rights abuses are conducted and stopped, ideally, in the state of Maryland. Everybody here has experience that is valuable, and it's a meritocracy here. So it's, I don't care if you're a guy or a girl, I don't care what your sex is, your religion is, I care about how good you are at your job. That's why you see Mark Zavaro here. He's going to junior high school, but he has improved incredibly competent for the 3 years that I've worked with him, and he's moved himself up the ranks fairly quickly. You know, in an ideal situation, any one of you can be interns next year working on our national security program or any of our other programs to transform lives. Make sense to everybody? All right, perfect. Okay, I do want to make sure a couple other things are clear before we give the floor to Rusty. I am going to share my screen, so I just got to move this over to here. And I want to make sure we all know how to use Neo. So give me 1 second. I'm going to pull it up. All right, sharing my screen. Okay. Please remember, you guys will be sharing your screens during this time, so keep it appropriate. I have my calendar and my Gmail account, and that's it. Okay, Neo LMS. Lauren has a special login for you. Lauren, what's the login?
LIYDP.
Okay.
Get the search.
Yep. And so this is Leadership Initiatives. So that way you know we're at the program. If you see young children learning, that's you. Okay, you log in. Okay. Everyone can get this far, correct? Can log in. All right, we're gonna go to your classes. You're in the National Security Summit. Okay, and when we're talking every morning, so just I want to do a couple more things. So Rusty's watching, everybody. Please clap if you watched the video from Rusty. Okay, did anyone have trouble watching that video? Everyone was good? Okay, thumbs down if you had an issue. Okay, so Rusty, everyone already knows you. They've already watched you speak. It's an exciting time. Okay, so this was your pre-lessons. Everyone can see the quizzes are now available for you to take. We will judge you here. We want to make sure you're actually learning. Okay, so I want to make sure that was all squared away. All right, going back to the classes, national security. Ah, everyone's in here. It's fantastic. All right. Perfect. Okay, and you guys, just so you know, I will be reviewing this. Hey Zane, 100% A+. I appreciate that. So just so you guys know, I will be looking at your grades every single morning on your quizzes. I definitely appreciate the fact that you guys are all doing this. Okay, Christina, June 29th is unlocked, is that correct?
Yes, it's unlocked.
Perfect. Okay, so guys, we're gonna be doing Welcome to the National Security Summit. That is what we've been doing right here. I wanna make sure everyone knows every day when you log in, you can just click on the Zoom button and that'll have the link to this meeting. We worked with Zoom. It's gonna be the same link every single day for the next 2 weeks. Anyone have a problem with that? Okay, wonderful. At the bottom, there will always be a resource section. So we have our student handbook in case you guys want to know what the harassment policy is, or using Zoom, or codes of conduct, or your dress code. It is all in here. Does everyone see that? Just do your little clap for me. Just want to make sure everyone's happy. Perfect. Okay, National Security Summit and Intelligence bios. If you ever want to read who we are, who Lauren Hensel is, who Christina Martin is, Shane, Nick, Mark, Dom, Nick again, it is all in here. This is the LI staff. So again, if you need to know more about us, it is right there. Okay? Awesome. So we're almost ready to continue to our next lesson. I just want to make sure you guys see how that works. Up here, you continue. When Rusty starts to speak, this is the pertinent information. This is the Zoom link. This is the biography. So if you want to know more about Rusty, it is all here for you in a concise format. And then the video that Rusty wants to talk about, okay? All the resources will always be in here based on the specific lesson. So for instance, when we're talking about the national security schedule, it's right here. So you guys can get access to it anytime you want. So real quick while we're talking, I'm gonna hit the rest of the 2 weeks before I hand it over to Rusty. We're doing your Yobe State security call tomorrow. And we're doing something called round robin. So basically half the group's gonna be on the security call. The other half is gonna be learning how to do public speaking because you're giving that presentation at the end of the 2 weeks to allocate that grant money, and then we'll switch it. So we'll flip it. So the other half of the group will be on the Skype call with the security company, and the other half will be working with Dr. Arndt. I'll always announce which teams go and which times at the end of the day before. Does that make sense? Give me the clap. Wonderful. You guys will get a break. Please, 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 please always be back on time. So we will try to end a few minutes early so you guys can be back a few minutes early so we can start on time. Okay, you're gonna be working with Lynn Clark tomorrow. Rusty will talk more about Lynn. And then after Lynn is going over operation security and the process, which is gonna be the foundation for how you're solving problems for the security company this week, you'll meet your counterterrorism development partner, okay? We're gonna be going over their bios. You're gonna be posing questions to them today so that you guys can be asking them that tomorrow. On day 3, we're gonna do a security solution review. So we're gonna figure out how your solutions are going. And then you're gonna do a slide deck introduction. This is, again, it's a round robin. It'll be half the teams and half the teams. What we're trying to accomplish here is having small groups. And then every morning, it's how you're gonna pitch your solution. So you can have a good idea, but if you don't explain it right, no one is going to listen to you, okay? So half of every morning, we're gonna have actual experts who have won awards, who have PhDs, teaching you, working with you in small groups so you can better present yourselves and your solutions. Okay, the second half of the day 3, you're working with both Rusty and Lynn, again on operation security. On day 4, Rusty's gonna go over the anatomy of a terrorist attack. We're gonna do counterintelligence tradecraft with Rusty. And then you're gonna work with your counterterrorism development partner on your solutions. And then you're gonna work on a rough draft. So by this point, by Thursday, we want to know what idea you wanna be working towards solving, okay? That might be security formations, that might be better surveillance for the different entrances at Yobe State. We're gonna be working with your team leads to ensure we don't have overlapping solutions so that we can allocate as much grant money as possible to the university. Okay, does that make sense to everybody? So if at some point you guys have 4 great solutions and I can say you can only use 3 of them, it might be because another team is utilizing that solution, and I wanna make sure we get as much grant money to save lives as possible. So it's not an insult to your solution, it's making sure that we do as much as we can for the university. Does that make sense? Awesome. Okay, day 5 is welcome. You'll be talking to the security company again early in the morning. We'll be teaching you how to use Canva. This is all these different like pretty pictures we've been showing you. That's Canva that we're using. Rusty will go over controlling the middle ground, and then you will have team development time. Next week at this time when we are speaking, we are bringing in the lead neuroscientist for Georgetown University, Dr. James Giordano. And he is gonna go over with you how terrorism affects the human mind, how it affects security guards. You're gonna be able to ask all of these hard-hitting questions to not only understand what the security company that you're working with is going through, but what the students at the university is going through, and what terrorists are actually going through. The idea being we want you to understand all the key players in the region so you can make actual decisions to help them. Give me a clap if that makes sense to everybody. I appreciate you guys clapping. Dr. Arndt is going to be going over his most embarrassing stories with you. The idea is that you need to be able to talk no matter what is going on, okay? So in your small teams, if you're with Shreya, she's going to get up and explain her most embarrassing story, and Dr. Arndt's going to teach her how to present that in an interesting way so that everyone can understand it and comprehend it. Does that make sense to everybody? Perfect. Okay, then we'll be working on developing your Opsec solution. You'll have question time from actual experts. You'll be working with Umar on security questions to help introduce your solutions, and working with your counterterrorism development partner. On day 2, we're going to be doing Opsec question time. We actually have one of the leaders of the U.S. Pentagon coming in, Bill Stefan, to meet with you guys, talk to you directly about your solutions, which again, we're honored by. Ben, who I showed you his bio earlier, will be coming in then at 12:15. You guys will have team development time. And then we actually have a military and intelligence community panel. So we have leaders from the Navy, the Army, the Marines,